This week, Alpitronic passed 100,000 DC fast charger ports installed globally. Pilot Flying J opened 5 new stations, including a distinctive canopy location in the capital of South Carolina. And CPO Red E, who has been very active as of late, opened a station with yet another hardware vendor. This time is Lincoln Electric. Let's get into it. I'm here at a local Electrify America station at the very popular Concord Mills Mall. At one time, this was the most popular tourist destination in the state of North Carolina. Since it's close to the signature NASCAR track, which is right down the street, and gets completely overrun with people whenever there's an event in town. Plus, it's just very popular. People come from all over to come to this mall. Definitely no mall blight here. And you don't want to be anywhere near here from the months of November through the beginning of January as a result of the holiday rush. It's really super crowded, congested with traffic. Great place for Electrify America to add a station. We'll get to them in just a second. Starting off, the Tesla Owners Club has a frunk and treat at the Tesla Diner. It's going to be on Halloween, October 31st, between 4 and 6 p.m. I would have to imagine it's going to be incredibly crowded, but sounds like a terrifically fun event. So if you happen to be in town, go and check that out. And there is an article in teslamags.com. So that's TESLAMAGZ.com if you want to go look up the specifics. Perrin released their Q3 DC fast charger industry report, and they track many things that I'm unable to with the Alternative Fuels Data Center database. These people are on a whole different plane, and once a quarter they release information into a report. And a couple of points I want to call out here. They say the rate of newly opened fast charging stations has slowed from the previous quarter, but this follows previous year's trends. So for some reason in Q3 there's a decrease in the number of stations versus Q2, and it seems to be an annual event. There is intention that their projection, where is it? 16,700 new ports in 2025 is still on track, which will make 2025 the year of the most electric vehicle chargers installed in the United States ever. That still seems to be on track. They also track other things like price and something called a reliability score. And they're able to do this through some rather sophisticated data integration and analytic techniques. So if you have an opportunity, the website is perrin.app/reports. That's plural, reports. You go there, you can see their reports, and you can see the infograph that they released, and all the information they are compiling and releasing to the EV community at large. They also obviously have commercial customers that they use this data for in order to provide additional analytic value adds, which is their main form of business. Next, in addition to 2 other ready stations that opened this week, was a station using a new hardware vendor. Previously, we had seen them introduce Vive EV to a station in Texas, and now we see Lincoln Electric at an Aldi in West Carthage, New York, which is way up north near Fort Drum. It seems as though along with their expansion and activity, they're pushing the envelope too with expanding the options of hardware customers have available to them. I'm thinking they also might be adopting a bring your own hardware approach, kind of like EV Connect. So we'll have to wait and see what keeps coming out already as the year comes to a close in what has been, for sure, a breakout year for them. Really impressive what they've been doing. I mentioned Pilot Flying J having an above average week. They opened 5 stations in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Colby, Kansas, near Kansas City, Tallysville, Virginia, which is east of Richmond, Grantsville, Maryland, which is a NEVI site, and the really nice canopy pull-through station in the capital of South Carolina, Columbia. For people who are not aware, Columbia is rather dearth with electric vehicle charging, so anytime a station goes in there is reason to celebrate. And this one is right in the capital and right on an interstate with a canopy and pull-through. So what's not to like there? IONNA announced formally their partnership with Casey's, the nation's third largest convenience store and fifth largest pizza chain. I didn't know that. We had seen from community spotting efforts a pattern forming with Casey's, so we assumed there was going to be a partnership, but this announcement makes the partnership official. Also in the release, they say that ground has been broken at Casey's in Little Rock, Arkansas, Vernon Hills, Illinois, McHenry, Illinois, Terre Haute, Indiana, Parkville, Missouri, Kearney, Missouri, Blackwell, Oklahoma, and Waco, Texas. Additionally, IONNA released into social media 2 additional rechargeries now under construction. One of them is in Warrenton, Missouri. We knew about that one. That's near St. Louis. But this next one, Lake Denton, Wisconsin, we did not know about. So that's a net new addition to the community awareness of coming IONNA stations, courtesy of IONNA. And YouTuber Wisconsev, that's Wisconsev, went on site to the Lake Denton, Wisconsin location and confirmed that it is under construction with a fence up in a site visit video. I mentioned in the past 2 weeks about Electrify America winning awards for their use of BESS, and I was able to arrange an interview with the person leading the team doing such great work. Let's go to that now. So I'm here with Jigar Shah, who is and sir, I apologize, I had your title written down and it's escaping me right now. Can you provide it to us?
No worries. Director of Energy Services.
Oh, very well. For Electrify America, boy, that sounds like a very critical role right there for a company that's focused on electricity. And can you describe what the role entails?
Absolutely. So thanks for having me, first of all, here. It's great
Certainly.
to be here. So I'm responsible from an energy perspective for over 1,000 charging locations in the United States and Canada, over 5,000 individual fast chargers, and 250 plus utilities worth of relationships to keep the lights on and the energy flowing across all of our stations.
My goodness, that really is a broad scope. I thought we were just going to be talking about BESS, but we'll try to keep it on script here, but I could definitely go off script. I've been seeing all kinds of cool things coming out of Electrify America recently, so we'll probably have to do a follow-up at some point in the future. But sir, the reason I'm having you on is I do a weekly update, and I keep my ear to the ground, and there's been multiple awards headed your way recently. In fact, we actually have some media here of you on stage receiving one of them, and there was a Reuters award, and let's see, what was the other one? It was Electric Innovation, I believe was the name of the organization. It's not one I'd heard of before. I had to look them up. But 2 awards in short succession for the use of BESS at your charging stations. So that doesn't just happen. I mean, in order to get recognition like that, you have to put a lot of hard work. And I'm sure there's a very effective team with you at the leadership of it behind all these awards heading into your offices. So can you tell us a little bit about the BESS journey at Electrify America?
Certainly, and actually, it's actually 3 awards in the past month. So the third one is the battery show, which is one of the pictures you have.
Ah, okay, yeah, I saw a battery show. I didn't see that one come across my wire, and so that was an award you received on stage for. Was that also for BESS?
It was, and it was under the EV Charging Innovation Excellence category.
There you go, right, knocking them down.
Yeah, so we had the Scale Catalyst Award from Electric Innovation, the Innovation category from Reuters, and the EV Charging Innovation Excellence category. And as you mentioned, this has been a team effort. We started with this journey back in 2018, deploying energy storage. We have behind-the-meter energy storage deployed at over 170 locations nationwide, over 65,000 kilowatt hours worth. And so that, in terms of all these awards and this recognition, it has been a long journey, right? And the mission and the theme behind all these awards is really the the capability to continue to accelerate EV charging station deployment, even in the face of utility capacity or utility rate environment constraints, right? We want to continue to build in rural and underserved communities, and energy storage allows Electrify America to continue to push the barrier to make what's otherwise may not be possible today or earlier.
Yeah, there's been a lot of feedback saying that the delay for getting a station open is the utility hookup. And from what I understand, I don't know the specific technologies, but the battery storage is able to alleviate that to some extent. And also in areas where rates might be higher for demand and whatnot, the battery energy is also sort of able to smooth out the cost structure in order to operate, if I understand correctly. There's also the whole concept of silicon carbide able to decrease loss and for the CPOs, more effective cost structure for operating the station and things like that. That's not really battery energy storage, but it's part of that whole delivery system. But can you tell us some of the benefits that might be seen as customers showing up to a station that have battery energy? And it might be a little bit hard to describe, but that's just one of the things I thought you might be able to describe for us, and also some of the benefits for Electrify America for adding better battery storage to a station, and when those decisions may or may not take place.
Certainly. So yeah, as you mentioned, right? So I was quoted in CNN as saying that 4 vehicles charging at once at some of our rural stations could cost us $250,000 annually in utility demand charge costs, right? And that station is an example of one that has one of our 170 plus energy storage systems behind the meter. And so from an overall infrastructure perspective, the energy storage acts as a buffer, right? It charges when there's overall low demand at a site, and discharges energy when there's a spike in demand from charging. So when multiple drivers pull up, especially in higher powered EVs, we're the largest open fast charging network with 350 kilowatts deployed throughout the nation. So that demand level can reach pretty high, pretty quick and suddenly. And so that's when the energy storage system discharges to try to alleviate that peak on the utility grid system and act out and kind of level things out. And of course, that has a financial benefit to us, but there's also a time-shifting environmental benefit. And so, especially in states like California, for example, there's a lot of excess solar production in the morning hours. That's when our systems are recharging and getting ready for the peak evening events when dirtier sources are being used generally on the grid, right? And so that makes the energy storage discharging during those peak hours in the evening. We're using cleaner energy that we charge from the grid in the morning when there's excess solar production that may have not otherwise been used, when of course rates were cheaper. And so there's an environmental benefit to the use of energy storage systems, in addition to the actual capacity benefit of having that infrastructure on and being enabled even in the face of utility capacity constraints and the financial side. So it's a combination of all these different aspects from a system perspective.
And did I hear correctly at the beginning, you said there was 170 stations that have battery energy stationary storage?
That is correct.
Wow, that's way more than I was expecting. I thought it was just the Baker location here. I thought it was like a pilot that was going in, but 170 is a ton. Can you talk to some of the decision criteria that goes into putting in a battery energy system at a given Electrify America station?
Certainly, it's usually one of two primary variables. It's either a utility capacity constraint, like it was at that Baker, California location that we had come online in 2020 with that system, 2022 rather, with that larger system to enable to resolve that capacity constraint. Or it's a financial aspect, all right? If that example I gave you, or was quoted in CNN with $250,000 for 4 vehicles charging, that station may not otherwise have been viable economically for us to enable to continue operations, or actually to enable operations to begin with in a rural area. And so those would be some of the factors that my team would look at in assessing whether energy storage makes sense there. And that's on top of, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it must be very nice to have it in the toolbox in order a product that's already been matured and is available for you when you're looking at a station design, whether or not it makes sense or not. It must be really helpful to have that available to you.
Absolutely, it's one of our suite of tools. We're also leading the way in overall energy management solutions. So it's one of the suite of tools that our team uses to enable more infrastructure today.
Yeah, and I can say from a personal perspective, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, where there was one very popular Electrify America station at a Walmart that has 10 stalls, and it was the solo station for about 4 years. Then in short succession, we got 3 additional stations put in, one at the Concord Mills Mall, one at the South Park Mall, and then one downtown Charlotte as well. And there's a few more, I think, coming online in the metro area as well. And one of them actually got installed, and then within about 12 months, the hardware was replaced also. So I've been seeing all kinds of, not only here in Charlotte, but I also track DC fast chargers throughout the United States. And I've been seeing all kinds of modernization going on with Electrify America stations. Is there ever a thought that during some of these network modernization efforts to include BESS, or is that always something that is typically decided at the time the station is built? Because I think at some locations you go from like 4 stalls to 8 stalls when you do these refreshes. So I'm thinking there might be a different factor involved there.
Yeah, it's definitely on a case by case basis, and we always keep open kind of our toolbox, right, to look at the best customer experience we can provide. And to give you context, right, we powered 16 million charging sessions rather in 2024. We have over 400,000 electric vehicle charging sessions a week on our network. It's incredible when you think about that scale, right? And so some of the anecdotes you were just giving in terms of station upgrades, those reflect the data that our team is processing on a daily basis, looking at reliability, looking at station usage, and also, frankly, looking at the utility environment. And my team pays close attention. Say, I regularly testify in front of public utility commissions. Sometimes some of these constraints are resolved in a productive way where we can accelerate investment in our targeted area, right? And so you can see sudden acceleration in terms of BESS itself. We have done it both ways, right? We prefer to have it upfront if we run especially into a capacity constraint issue. But a station like Baker, for example, we did not have it upfront. We actually turned on the station with a reduced number of chargers initially. By the time we were able to resolve the capacity constraints, have all the engineering done, we actually swapped a lot of the equipment behind the scenes to enable that megawatt level energy storage system, and then at that same time turn on the remaining chargers after installing them. So sometimes it's part of a phased upgrade. It's a case by case situation that our team looks at. What is the fastest we can get the station up and running for the community, and then do a quick follow up if not from the beginning itself.
Well, congratulations on the 3 awards. I got that wrong. 3 awards is no joke, and it's surely recognition for hard work that has been completed in the back end. And so what can we expect for Electrify America using BESS in the future?
We're not slowing down. I'll tell you that for sure. We have some great projects underway. Just a few more systems actually delivered in the past week here. So it's all under wraps right now, but stay tuned for further products that we're going to reveal with megawatt level energy storage that are coming online soon. So this is just the start of a further acceleration. We're entering a world where data centers and AI are grabbing all the headlines, and that's impacting us, right? We're now competing for utility capacity against these data centers and all the AI chats that everyone wants to do, right? And so we need to be nimble, and we are nimble, and we will respond to those market conditions to continue to solve these challenges and overcome them in the fastest way possible to meet our customers' expectations.
Shah, much appreciated for coming on to Out of Spec Bits. Congratulations on the multiple awards, and I'm sure we'll be in touch again at some point in the future. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. EA has been doing a great job reinventing themselves and staying current. Congratulations again for the recognition they have received. It's well deserved. Sticking with EA, and I'm here at this EA station. Just to put this into context, I got here at 7:30 and it's already in use by 3 people. This station is very heavily used, and the strange thing is there's a Tesla supercharger station a little bit closer to the perimeter of this mall, so people are skipping that and coming here. That Tesla supercharger station is open to non-Teslas, but people are choosing to come here instead, and I think because it's higher power or something, I'm not really sure, but this station is overrun almost all day, every day. So very good site selection by Electrify America. Strangely enough, Tesla is putting in a second supercharger just on the other side of the mall. So basically flanking the mall on both perimeters, there's going to be Tesla supercharger stations with V4 dispensers and this Electrify America station. So a lot of charging going in here. But sticking with EA, there was a story I missed last week. EA completed integration with Google. So people using Google Maps on their phones, or more importantly, who have Android Automotive built into their cars like I do. Like this car is a General Motors car. It has Android Automotive built in. The other car we have in our garage is a Chevrolet Equinox. It has Android Automotive built in. The previous car I drove on a daily basis was a Volvo XC40 Recharge. It had Android Automotive built in. So all those people now have Electrify America station availability and operational status built in to Google with real-time data available. This is similar to the user experience in a Tesla when using their supercharger network. So it's cool to see the industry start to follow Tesla's lead with that integration. So when you're going to a station, you don't have to guess if there's going to be a queuing line or anything like that. You'll be able to see it natively in the Google navigation. Next, in a seminal moment, Alpitronic crossed 100,000 ports installed globally. To put that in perspective, currently the much praised Tesla supercharger network is at 70,000. So not quite double, but far in excess of what Tesla supercharger has globally. It's really remarkable, this sleeping giant. We weren't aware of them and their prevalency here in the United States because they didn't have any offices and they weren't doing sales until just last year, and they're definitely taking the market by storm. Even Electrify America has got a couple of Alpitronic chargers that they're trying out to see if that's going to work out for their mix or not. But you know, the list of customers for Alpitronic here in the United States is pretty significant, and basically it encompasses everyone. I don't know. It seems as though that way, at least. So they must have a very compelling product offering. I'm not in the market of purchasing DC fast chargers, but there's something about Alpitronic that really makes them attractive. And so congratulations to Alpitronic for crossing 100,000 DC fast charger ports throughout the world. Really remarkable. And according to the press release, they are, besides hardware vendors in China, the global leader. So there are some in China that exceed them, but outside of that, they are the global leader. BP Pulse opened their second GigaHub in the Houston metro area. There's really a developing story with GigaHubs in Houston. The first one is on the property of the Petroleum North America offices. That was their first GigaHub ever that opened. And then they did the one in Boston, then they did the one in LAX, Duarte, and now the one south of Houston is open. It has 40 stalls and canopies, and I think it has an attached attendantless lounge similar to the one in Duarte, California and LAX. We're still waiting for final confirmation on that. YouTuber Vosky's Videos is doing a site visit video of it, so keep an eye out on his channel to see what the station looks like now that it's open. Speaking of stations that are opening, Explore with Carlos, YouTuber Explore with Carlos, visited the newly opened Raleigh IONNA rechargery and sent me this video.
All right, Walter, I'm gonna make you this video. You don't have to put my voice in it. You could just talk over it. But basically, I'm in the middle of the road, but we have a Napa auto parts store that we can literally walk across the street to. There's a 7-Eleven here. And then basically further on, just kind of random stuff. There's a church, there's like an insurance building and other stuff. So there is a sidewalk here. I would highly recommend not walking that because I did that for a few minutes and there's just nothing there. I mean, there's random buildings and stuff, but it's nothing like touristy, I guess you could say, or walkable. Literally on this side, if you go that route, that's downtown Raleigh. So literally you could just go straight to downtown Raleigh. There's several businesses on the other side as well. But here is the IONNA station. And here are some It's in like a little shopping center. So you have David's Bridal, some finance stores. It looks like a cleaning place that might have shut down. I'm not sure. The windows are all blocked. We have a Domino's, Capital Dental, and just a couple other things here. There are more shopping centers on the other side of this, so that is walkable, and I believe there's a hotel over there as well. But for safety, I'd probably just stick to this IONNA station. It's not in the best neighborhood. But yeah, here is the charger, and let me go ahead and get close to it. So here are the NAX chargers. Everything's looking good. Same old, nothing really different. I don't know if you need this information, but I'm sure it's the same Alpitronic models and everything like that. We got dual trash cans with a squeegee for the windshield. And then we also have a fire extinguisher on both sides. I don't know if that was in the last charger I went to in Winston-Salem. We also do have the doggy bags. That's something I should probably put in my video, so I'll probably have to re-record that. But yeah, big canopy with lights above. So this is it. Trash cans and an EV only charging. So there you are. And I'll do like a little, you know. All right, there you go, Walter.
Thanks for watching.